Award-winning actor Brandon Uranowitz is back on Broadway in a powerful new production of Ragtime, the beloved musical that weaves together stories of family, justice, and the American dream at the turn of the 20th century. He takes on a key role in this stirring revival, bringing new life to a show that feels just as urgent and relevant today. Brandon Uranowitz, welcome. It is so great to have you here on set.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So we saw this on Wednesday. It was an incredible, incredible performance. But, we were talking afterwards, and I think what struck us was so many of those themes, anti-Semitism, racism, immigration, they feel so relevant today. And it takes place at the beginning in 1906. What was it like for you to step into a show that does connect with so much of what's happening right now?
I think as artists, but specifically as actors, it can feel difficult to really feel a sense of purpose and you're making some sort of a difference. Especially as an actor, we don't necessarily get a lot of say in that. We just go to where the work is, and to be a part of something that speaks to the moment so resonantly for people is a very powerful thing to feel as an artist. It feels a bit like an act of service, But I also think that that's sort of the devastating thing about the show is it takes place at the turn of the 20th century, and so many of the themes are still happening today. And I think, holding up the mirror to society and realizing that we've changed, we've moved forward, but we still have so much work to do as a country. Yeah, it's devastating, and also it fills me with a deep sense of purpose, and I feel very grateful for it.
You have incredible history with this show. When you were 10 years old, you played Little Edgar.
I did.
In the Toronto version of this show. When you said now coming back to this again, it's been a healing experience.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, I did. I played the little boy in the Toronto pre-Broadway out-of-town tryout with all of the greats: Audra McDonald, Brian Stokes Mitchell, Peter Friedman, Leah Michelle was the little girl, the late great Marin Mazzie, and I was this 11-year-old little boy with dreams of going to Broadway, and I was playing this young waspy child, and as a young Jewish boy with olive skin, I kind of looked like Leah Michelle's twin brother, which didn't really work for the story, and they didn't end up taking me to Broadway with the show, and that was very devastating for me. Obviously.
You would dye your hair too.
Oh my God, yeah. They were bleaching my hair and my eyebrows every 2 weeks. They gave me a MAC compact that with that was several shades lighter than my skin, and they made me put it. Yeah, it was really bizarre, but I was I'll do whatever it takes to go to Broadway, and then they didn't bring me, and that was very devastating, and I harbored a lot of shame around it. Just sort of the rejection and taking it personally, and I don't think that it was anything I did on stage. I think it was just the story is about 3 very specific groups of people, and I was just not really aligned with the character that I was playing with, just by virtue of my own identity. And that was 30 years ago, and I didn't realize that that wound was still wide open until I got to revisit the show and step into this material, as a self-actualized person, as an adult, in a role that feels way more aligned with who I am. I'm playing a Jewish immigrant. My family came over through Ellis Island, so I feel much more with my feet on the ground here, and it's been very healing for me. Yeah.
That is so beautiful how you describe it, and I'm taken back to, Tate has this incredible journey during it, and I think as an audience member, you go on this journey. I was laughing, I was crying by the end. When you look out in the audience and you just see all these people rapt with attention, some are crying, do you feed off of that? Do you even notice it? I've always wondered.
Yeah, I mean, you can't not. I mean, especially at the Beaumont at Lincoln Center Theater, it's this thrust space, it's stadium seating, so you and the lights, the lights reflect off the stage onto the audience, so of course we can see people's faces. We have to be present within the story, but I'm still there. I'm not. I can see.
When I lock eyes, though, I'm always oh,
yeah.
it just hit to me.
Yeah. But don't worry, we're like, I see you and I like you. I love you. Yeah, I got you. I got you. It's such a beautiful thing. To experience this moment in time with a bunch of strangers, going through a catharsis together. It creates a sense of community that I think we're like a little bit starved for as a country right now.
That's what it really does. It creates a community within the actors and everyone who's present. Brandon Uranowitz, thank you so much. Ragtime is on Broadway until August 2nd, and we will be right back. Do not miss it.